the biggest Mission Impossible movie ever.
Probably the biggest practical action movie ever made.
Hello, hi, I'm Carla from Cineworld Cinemas. We actually had the premiere with you guys yesterday, so hopefully you had a lovely time.
Yeah.
We cannot wait to bring this film to the big screen for everyone to go and see.
Thank you.
We cannot wait to bring this film to the big screen. I noticed that there's a lot of female power in this movie. There's lots of women in charge, and it doesn't feel forced. It doesn't feel, it just feels like this is just this universe. It's there's lots of women who are just in charge. Is that something that was ever spoken about? Something that was a conscious choice, or was it just also the way it was on set?
I think that's just the way it is on set.
Yeah.
I think that's sort of, Tom and McHugh are surrounded by very fantastic women. Tom's family who also work with him, and also McHugh's wife, and he has 2 daughters who are very accomplished and independent women. And I think they also know that an action franchise it would be old fashioned to think that a woman in a franchise like this would have to ever be one thing, or to be an object of desire, or to be running on a romantic agenda. And so I think it's just. It's what audiences want, and it's sort of certainly how I felt on set. I am an alpha woman, and strong-willed and opinionated, and they love that. I think they embrace that as and rightly so.
And you feel they're also capable, right?
Yeah, and was this
capable
something...
to kick butt and lead a nation.
Exactly. Was this something that you felt on set as well? Was this something that was talked about, or just something that just happened?
Well, in my scene, it was just me and Janet McTeer, and I thought we were pretty badass. The two of us. We were a great duo right there in that boardroom.
Yeah, for sure.
Of men.
I mean, all of your scenes, you were incredibly powerful.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Congratulations.
But I love that aspect.
Why should people go and see this film on the big screen? We're showing it in IMAX, we're showing it in 40X, we're showing it in all the super immersive ways. Why should people go to the cinema and see this movie?
Because you'll feel like you're there.
Because it's the biggest Mission Impossible movie ever.
Probably the biggest practical action movie ever made. And it's an amazing thing when you're watching those scenes when he's at the bottom of the sea, or when he's in the sky, or in the vast doomsday vault, or it feels like you're there. That's the most immersive thing about cinema, and you can't get that at home.
And you feel the emotions with everyone else who's watching the movie at the same time. So it's really it's just exciting, and you can hear people laugh, hold their breath, so many different emotions.
This film was built for IMAX. It was made on IMAX cameras. It's an immersive experience. It's there to be, seen in mass. It's a fully immersive.
It's an event movie. I would recommend you pack a suitcase because we're gonna take you on a trip around the globe. Okay.
What a cheese roll! That's such a pickup line.
That is such a pickup
pack your
line.
suitcase.
Oh my gosh, I love when the lights go down and we're all in the dark and we're having this communal experience together. We're going on. We're our suspension of belief, and we're going there. We're there with you.
It's funny to be in the movie in the cinema when Tom goes under the sea, because you literally hear everyone go and the breath goes away, for the whole place goes silent.
Big screen, just to bring you all the thrill and the joy that went into making it, and now you'll get it on the other side as audience member.
One of the other things that I noticed in this film is that there's a lot of communication without talking. There's a lot of facial impressions, and those are the moments where actually most of the crowd laughed when I watched it, was during those moments where there were people talking without saying anything, and you actually have that great scene where you have to speak to someone who doesn't speak English at all. How did you prepare for those scenes?
We improvised that scene.
Yeah.
With Lucy, who plays Depisa, we knew that we wanted to have McHugh wanted to establish a relationship between them that was about trust and sort of an unspoken understanding of what they had to do and where they were going to go. And so when it came to the day, we just worked out the physicality of that with McHugh, and then we just went for it and kind of tried different things. And so there's a lot, obviously, that we did that ends up not being in the scene, not necessarily needed as part of the story. But it's I loved working with her, and she's got such a wonderful presence. She's a real heart to the film, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean that's what acting is. It's not about what you say; it's about the body language and how you say it. Well, we didn't say anything in that moment. But if you notice, there's subtitles when Palm speaks and other people speak, but there's no subtitles when she speaks. And that was intentional. It was for the audience to also be in Grace's shoes and try to make out what's being said. And I think that's probably some of the best acting in the film, because it's like, okay, we're all sitting there interpreting what's being said through body language and whatnot. I think that was a beautiful scene, in my opinion, and one of the funniest, because I'm pretty sure there was a huge laugh. Because every time I've said it, it's gotten a huge laugh.
And did making this feel slightly different, given it is the final reckoning? Like, how did you walk away feeling after this?
I know, I didn't think about that. I just thought about being in the moment and having a good time then. I didn't think about it as the end. That might have been too sad.
I also read that those scenes in the Arctic were actually shot on location.
Yes.
What was that experience like? That must have been incredible.
Cold.
Yeah, minus 40 degrees. Standing on a frozen sea, living on an icebreaker, scenes being interrupted by a polar bear walking past. Yeah, I mean, we were so far north, we were above the northern lights. So technically they were southern lights. They were below us.
Yes.
Yeah, it was wonderful. Real privilege to be there.
And what do you hope audiences take away when they watch the movie at the end?
Oh, I just hope they're blown away at, the craft of tireless dedication, the narrative, and as you say, the women's roles in it, just every aspect.
Tom is at the heart of this franchise. Do you have a favorite story or a favorite moment where you're like, only Tom Cruise would do this?
Would it be him trying to jump out of the shark tank when we went shark diving in South Africa?
There we go.
Probably only Tom would do it. Who the hell would put themselves in open water to say, hey, I want to swim with the sharks, some random sharks? Tom.
You know that if he'd gotten out of the cage and swam with them, he would have become friends with them very quickly.
Yes.
He was riding on the backs of the
Yes.
sharks. They would have invited him home for tea.
Hey guys, come on. No, Tom.
Like we've just been misunderstood our whole existence. You get us. He has an amazing ability to have an affinity with anyone that he meets. He finds common ground with people, and has a real emotional intelligence when it comes to that. So I feel like he can put himself in so unpredictable situations because he just has a skill set to know how to get out of them.
Thank you guys so much. We can't wait to bring this film to the big screen and have everyone share it with you.
Thank you.
I
Thank you
hope
so
they're
much.
loving a little bit for you and a little bit for you. You like a lot of action. You want some heart. You want a little bit of comedy.
Good, it's a good tagline. Pack your suitcases, guys. Forget the popcorn. Pack your suitcases.
Exactly.
We'll stitch that on the trailer. Thank you guys so much.
You gave him an aircraft carrier? Our lives are the sum of our choices. This was your calling, your destiny. I have no regrets. Neither should you. I need you to trust me one last time.